Alright, so here we go, lapping blues. Now the nice part about lapping is the blues are pretty short, but they are still heavily wooded. This hole is a little bit shorter than the 241 it's listed at. Decent throw, not great. Left me 35-40 feet short, and this putt kind of set the theme of the day putting-wise. I was pretty pleased with my putting anyway. One of the themes you're going to see is anytime I'm trying to turn the disc over at all, I'm having trouble with angle of release if I'm in motion. Safe shots from plants are doing okay, but if I'm trying to throw an intentional ante off the tee pad, I'm struggling. I did have some really smooth throws with the Lucid Truth, like this one. It did hit a tree, but that happens in the woods. I have no idea what happened on that throw. Still haven't figured it out. But again, putting was on, so save the 3. Throws like this give me a little bit of hope. I was trying to just get a nice smooth throw up into the middle of the fairway. It didn't get quite as right as I was hoping, but it got a lot of distance for me. And then I'm pretty confident with those planted up shots with a suspect, so I wasn't too worried about that one. And as you can see, I was pretty pleased with that result. Didn't film the tap-in, apologies. Again, here, slow down, nice placement shot. That seems to be what I'm succeeding at. When I try to turn up the dial at all, that's when I start to struggle. So when I'm staying within like the 80% range, I seem to be doing all right, but that also means I'm not getting much distance. This is a par 4. I did manage to pitch out and get within 15 feet to take my 4, but would have been nice to have a good second throw. This one I got super lucky. That whole right side is a drop-off, pretty steep, so if I'd hit that tree and kicked right, I probably would have been pretty far down the hill, and throwing uphill forehand is a struggle for me, so that could have been interesting, but again, nice big putt. Here I get confident. When I teach people backhand, I say, hey, puking's bad. Nobody likes to throw up. Don't throw up. Definitely threw that sergeant up. Upshot with the Justice. Definitely should have filmed the putt on that one. It was about 25 feet. But, yeah. And especially on the back nine, you're going to see a lot of that. I get excited. I go to try to put a little bit of power on it. I turn my wrist over as I'm releasing, which imparts a lot of release angle on the disc, which is causing it to turn over so much. I was mentioning that I was torquing discs over, and people were like, oh, you're turning over your hand, and that's actually what I meant, as I'm forcing the disc over too much on the release. Similar to this throw here. This next throw I'm actually going to talk about for a while. This was one of my favorite throws of the round, because I had a buddy with me, Cody, who was talking about, hey, it looks like you're not loading your wrist all the way. Your wrist needs to come all the way back. It's not snapping all the way back before it's going forward. And on that throw, that suspect throw, that was the first one where I really felt that, where it clicked. And it helped a lot in practice in the field the next few days. Now this is a few days later. I've been practicing a bit more. We're going to do the back nine now. Starting on hole 10, these type of throws, these nice, safe drifting shots, I'm feeling fairly confident in those. Not great confidence, but feeling a little bit better. That one gave me a pretty decent birdie. This is where I'm struggling. Now this one's going to turn out okay, but anything where I have to throw high, or if I have to throw over 200, I know this one isn't over 200, but adding in the height adds some challenge. Those two things are causing me a lot of trouble. As you can see here, I'm trying to get a lot of distance, and they're just going to drift right, and my form breaks down. So it's definitely what I'm working on in the field, is cleaning up my form, even if I'm throwing hard, trying to stay smooth, and trying to keep my hand moving upward in that hyzer motion, as opposed to rolling over. Now I like this throw. I did say this is what I should have done. It didn't count. You can see I just slowed down on that one. I threw it a little bit softer, but a lot better control, and it got me within 20 feet. I really wish that would have been my first throw. Here again, was going for it, was trying to get a little bit of turn on it, and instead I just threw it high. Just a really disaster of a shot. Managed to save the second shot out of trouble. That's a theme on this back nine as well. But that first shot, I'm just having a lot of trouble with ante throws, because I do turn things over unintentionally. Figuring out how to do it correctly is causing some difficulty, unless I'm standing still like this. That seems to be just fine. So, clean up another par. Hole 15 and 16. This is probably one of my better throws of the day. Just a nice soft putter throw, glides down the hill. Just a little bit long, but I'll take that. It did what I wanted it to. That was a pleasant surprise. Hole 16, on the other hand, this is a great example of woods golf. This throw was horrible. It was way too far right, but somehow it didn't hit a single tree, and it was within 15 feet of the basket. So I'll take the 2 knowing I didn't deserve it, because there are other holes where I'm going to throw a decent shot, but it's going to catch a limb or a branch or a tiny little tree trunk and get knocked down. So you win some, you lose some. That's woods golf. There's that safe shot again. pitch out and around, clean up the 3. Hole 18 is longer for my forehand, obviously. This is probably one of my better throws. I did get knocked down by a tree, but considering it was uphill and it was decent, I was pretty happy with it. This is, again, one of those moving forehands with an Anheuser. Didn't work out. Missed the jump putt. I was a little disappointed, but really can't complain with the number of long putts I hit this round. Overall, putting was good. Course management, putting myself in a place where I had a chance to succeed, was good, but I really need to work on angles of release especially, and just cleaning up the form. Thanks to my sponsors, Hazy Shade and Dynamic Discs. Really appreciate the support. As always, thanks for watching, and there'll be more.